I'm Dave. Thanks for checking out Kotaku Bonsai. So recently I thought I would take on a new project, and that's to create a bonsai turntable. You may have seen a video from Peter Chan a while back where he talked about using old swivel chairs and other things like that as a base for bonsai turntables. And I've taken that advice in the past, and I made a little turntable out of a stool, and it works pretty well. But I thought I wanted to do something heavier duty and something that could hold a lot heavier of a plant and something that's much more durable. And so recently I was on looking at one particular bonsai website where they had them for sale, and they were, I won't mention who it is, but they were charging about $600 for one turntable. And I looked at the base of it and I thought, there's got to be a better and easier and more inexpensive way to do that. So today, let me show you what I found. Ready?
There she is. Picked up this salon stylist chair for free. And turns right around, super nice. That locks it into place. So we're going to take this guy apart, put a flat top on it, and we'll have ourselves a nice little turntable.
So over the course of the past few weeks, I have a few friends that are stylists, and I asked them around to see if anybody had some, old broken chairs or spare parts or anything. That didn't really turn anything up, but I went on Facebook Marketplace, where you can find, just about anything anybody's selling, and you can type in whatever you're looking for. You can list a price, a minimum, a maximum, and a radius from your location. And so I checked through Marketplace over the course of a couple weeks, and finally came up with this one here. It was listed as $20, but it also said that the hydraulics do not go up and down. So I reached out to the seller and just on a whim asked if she would be willing to part for it as junk because it doesn't work, and sure enough she said yes. So I went across town and I got myself a free chair. So if you're patient and you look around and look for the right search terms, eventually I think you'll be able to come up with something that works for you. Now, of course, all these chairs are going to be slightly different style and slightly different in how they're set up. I'll show you mine here.
This one just has 4 bolts on the bottom, which are 7/16 size. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those 4 bolts and just pop the chair off. So I removed the 4 bolts holding the chair to the base, and we'll take it off. Just like that. I think I'll hold on to these bolts for now, just in case. But there is my base. The chair will be trash. I have no use for that now. There is the rubber gasket floor protector that came with it, and I'll probably put that on here when we're done. It's old, it's kind of beat up, and you can get new ones on Amazon for like 10 or 15 bucks. So that'll be a nice finishing touch. But we'll get this guy cleaned up and let's make a top. So here is a sheet of plywood. That's a 5-layer plywood that I had in the shed here, just taking up space. And I think that'll be plenty strong to hold just about any bonsai project I would need. So I think what I'll do is mark around the base of this so that the top is the same dimensions as the base. I suppose we could go a little wider if needed, but I think this will be just fine for our purposes. So I'm going to trace that out, and then we'll cut it out with a jigsaw. I'm going to use this little guy as a base to cut the top off. This was one I made a few years back, and I found this little IKEA stool out on somebody's curb just for free. So you can see here I just took off the chair part, of course, and drilled some holes. And it's a tiny little turntable. For scale, there's a jigsaw, so it's maybe 16 inches, 20 inches across. It's nice, but you know, nothing fancy. So there it is, cut out. And that could be the top, really. And we could probably sand it down, sand the edges. Really a lot of possibilities here. We could paint it, stain it, seal it, put some grip tape on the top. However you want to customize your table. But it's a nice starting point. Okay, so here I put the base on a level surface, and I got the post in the middle. You can see where it says front, and that's because it's on a slight angle, so it's not perfectly perpendicular. So this side right here, we're gonna have to put a couple spacers in to get it level. So I'm gonna mark the holes and get some washers to see if we can get it leveled. All right, so I've gone ahead and drilled out the holes, and I did a little countersinking so that the tops of the bolts sit down below the surface, and we'll get that bolted up. So here we go. You can see underneath, I used 8 washers in the back part of the metal piece there, and it's pretty level. And I tightened it down on the screw heads and the bolts underneath. So it's not too bad for just a little turntable. This took me all of about an hour to accomplish. And like I said, maybe we could sand it, stain it, paint it, whatever you want to do. I'll probably take off this rubber piece since it's kind of old and you can see it's chipped. Probably just rip that right off of there, and we'll give it a little polish up. Not too bad, for free. And all the bolts, screws, washers, all that stuff I just had sitting around in the garage. So this project took me all of $0 to complete. And so there's the finished product, for now at least. I put the rubber gasket back on the bottom. It just stretches over the top. And there's 2 perfectly imperfect bonsai turntables for free. So we could spend a real nice afternoon out here just clipping, styling, you name it. But this is a great addition, and it was totally free. You guys should totally try this. Beautiful. All right, guys, I hope you liked that one. If you make a project turntable for yourself, hit me up in the comments. Show us what you did. All right, see you later.